Testing. Testing. What the fuck is this? YouTube is giving me something weird right now. It says try vibe check here. I'll turn on face camera. Once in a lifetime opportunity here. What the fuck is this right here, YouTube? Okay. I don't want your AI bullshit. You understand me, YouTube? I don't want this. I don't want your AI. Get AI coaching on your shorts before publishing. To try it out, sign up for YouTube Labs. Hey, why don't you coach these balls? How about that? Okay, I don't want your AI, YouTube. I hate AI. Okay? So shut up. Give me a real coach. Now, let's get into this. We're gonna go ahead and hop into some saxophone palindrome craft here after we reboot Prism Launcher because it's giving me shit. But let's go ahead and swing right into this like Spider-Man. Dorn keebler hours are current. Now, YouTube doesn't really like me sometimes because I can be a little controversial. We all know this. Okay, here's a song I was working on last night. Oh God, please don't open up to a pirated movies website. It's opening up to a pirated movies website. Okay, great. Okay, just don't look at that. That doesn't exist. What? What pirated movies website? Yep. All right. Make sure everything is perfect here. Okay, now let me go ahead and look at this song that I was working on yesterday. Here. Where's the one that I was like doing? I think it was this one. Working on a Horseface remake here. Because I am kind of working my way into making another Wumpverse episode here, but thing is, Wumpverse is hard, so. Pretty basic. Done it a million times before. And that's all I have for now. So, we won't see another Wumpers episode for a while, okay? Because I really need to think about what I'm going to do for the next installment of Wumpverse, the next Wumpverse endeavor, because... Oh, I'm having a conversation right now. Here, this guy says, talking about the word niche last night, okay? My thoughts on it. This guy says, it's been around for a pretty long time, my guy. And I say, well, recently there's been a huge surge of retards who use it too much. He says, well, I partially agree. That's kind of how language works. People adjust how they speak over time, and it evolves with the mass. That's just kind of what happens. If you just hate change, then you're free to do that, but don't hate on others just because you don't like the way they talk. I say, words become trendy amongst those who are fucking stupid. Remember Pusillanimous? He says, never heard of whatever that is, but, But if you're going to be that stuck up about it... Wait, hold on, my brain is being stupid. Never heard of whatever that is, but if you're going to be that stuck up about how people choose to talk, then maybe just don't talk to anybody. Don't know why to... Yeah, he makes spelling mistakes. Don't know what to tell you, man. People are just going to talk differently than you, and that's just the world we live in, I say. Everything is generalized until you are talking to an individual who deviates from the masses. He says, bro, I'm not saying you have to conform or whatever. I say, I'm not even saying you're saying that. I'm just saying there's a superficial nature here, and I don't feel like you're mentioning. In real life conversation, I'm not going to outright call somebody a sheep and tell them how subservient I think they are. Out here, I'm the manifestation of my hot takes and extroversion. He says, yeah. And I'm saying, why even think that to begin with? Why put so much personal energy into hating people who choose to use different words than you? It's just a waste of energy when you could simply choose not to care and you probably go home and, okay, here's the thing, guys. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've said that before and I'll say it again too. Okay? These things don't actively bother me on a day-to-day basis. Using the internet is like a multiplayer video game, but it's a forum. You see, guys, I don't give a fuck what words you use in real life. What am I going to do? Come and tell you not to use that word? See you on the sidewalk, be like, hey, you used a word in that comment section. Get out of here. No. Okay? No. We're talking about trends here. We're talking about the penis. No. We're talking about, people doing things that I think are stupid that don't bother me on a day-to-day basis. My comments on the generalized, my comments on the masses, my comments on the trends, my comments on the public. You know what I mean? So, the thing is, guys, you don't know me in real life, okay? Oh, I have something in my teeth. In real life, I would embarrass the shit out of myself in a conversation, okay? I'm not good at having conversations in real life, because this isn't a conversation, If you want to have a conversation, then let's start working that into my set of skills, okay? If you want to have a dorn, keebler conversation, then, someone's got to help me get my conversational skills a go, because they are lacking, in a real conversation where you are arguing a point, and you're confident in that point, it's different. It's different from when you're just talking, from when you're just thinking, from when you're just developing your knowledge, Fuck, man. I'm open to have a conversation, but, there's obviously some things that, that need to, it needs to be set up, like an event. It needs to be set up. It needs to be arranged, rather. I'm gonna be real. This sword is kind of fucking crazy. I dropped a shovel. Sweet. Now, obviously, some mistakes were made with this mod pack here. You know. So, I don't know what I want to do here. Thinking, Might have to restart. I know it sucks, doesn't it? It does. It really does. The thing is, what we have here is not a proper playthrough. This is a glitched playthrough, you know? Oh, jeez. Up with the creepers. See, and now we're back at the dungeon. So, this playthrough might be ruined. And I'm thinking what we're going to do is not mess around with this for now. Okay? We're going to play Sime. What are we going to play? I'm going to play some Terraria. Believe me, I want to play Black Ops 3, but it's glitched right now. You see, guys, things are different in real life. I'm a character online. You know. In real life, me and nothing are something that interact a lot. Me and the idea of nothing. Me and the idea of fuck my life, of non-existence. You know. My actual, I don't know how to have a conversation. You know. Which is why I need to have a completely unbiased conversation, you know, first. You know, I need to have a conversation about the way a conversation is supposed to be and so forth, you know. Which just sounds stupid, you know. I need to know how to have a proper conversation. Because I'm a great thinker of my own ideas. But, you know, what good is that if you can't really have a conversation, right? There's a lot of people out there who don't know how to have a conversation too, you know. Some people get lectury, you know. Some people just are like super like, you know, like, oh, well, you know, I go off of a basic moral code, so if you don't agree with me, you're a bad person, which isn't a proper way to have a conversation, you know, and it doesn't just mean you're right either. So, you know. And then we need to figure out what we're going to have a conversation about, too. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of things to take into account, you know. Some people get personal with it, too, and they stray from what we're talking about, you know, to sort of, attack my personal life, which, you know, that just wouldn't really fly in a conversation either, you know. Conversation over. You know, what were we talking about? You know. Conversations can definitely drift subjects, so, you know, conversation is similar to the weather, you know. I've tried having Trump conversations. The only thing I know pretty much at this point is that, you know, there's something really effed up going on. So, I mean, you know, that's all I really know how to say in a political conversation. So, I mean, I have my conditions for, you know, spiritual conversations, you know. But I do lack conversational skills. Thinking skills, I got plenty of. Oh, there's that new background little thing there, the fucking aura, or Aurora. Aurora. That's what it is. It's cool. Things are complicated, guys. I mean, you know, once again, you don't know me. You know the dorn, not keebler. You know? And even then, barely anybody knows the dorn, not keebler. I'm too, obscure. I'm not gonna say the N-word here. Niche. Because, oh, well, I just said it, so. I'm not gonna say niche. Yeah, whatever. Let's move on here. It's just different. If you want to take this to another level, I will take it to that another level. The thing is, you know, things will have to be arranged as such. You know. The dorn keebler is a configuration of the mind. You know, I am conditioned for publicity here. Which goal do I have? Uh-oh. Damn it. Come on, buddy. Just come on this side of the wall. Oh my goodness. Well, good luck with that, buddy. You're dead. So I need to find where those golden chests are finna be at. No! You son of a bitch. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god, I'm dead. Things are gonna have to be different before I'm ready to have a conversation about what I believe in. I mean, my beliefs shift too. They change. They change with the weather, you know. They change all the time. Let's see here. What was I about to make? Bed. I don't really want a mushroom bed, but I'll make one just because. Right, let's see here. Go ahead and place this down right here. Remove that. There we go. It's just like this new banner feature here. My state of being is not permanent. My state of being is mostly temporary, unless unless I definitively know something, then that kind of adds to some of my more permanent beliefs. Like at this point, like I'm pretty sure we all know Bill Gates is a fucking monster, and pretty much everybody who was in the Epstein files, most politicians at this point, I don't know. Trying to get the Muramasa right now. That's what we're going for here. No! Damn it. Could have saved that. Not get the best dungeon here. I need freaking Hermes boots. We're going back underground. No, and I need what the goblin has. I need that workbench. Why didn't I buy that? Why wasn't that like one of the first things that I bought? Gosh dang it. Have enough for it. Ooh, and don't need some rocket boots. I should probably just sell some of my metals here. As far as I'm concerned, everybody ignores me. The dorn keebler existence is, permanently obscure. Which, which is kind of how I like it, But I'm not, hey man, I'm never opposed to a little bit of adventure. Sometimes. Depends on what mood I'm in. I don't know. That doesn't really have anything to do with this. But, oh shit. But what I won't have is motherfuckers just in my face being little bitches, okay, and yelling in my face. But I can tolerate that. But that ain't how it's gonna happen. Well, there won't be a conversation. That's the thing, A lot of people don't know how to respectfully have a conversation, and that's something that I know. But I've had some very respectful conversations before. I've had, it's not like I've never had a conversation. Let me make that clear. That's something I need to make clear. It's not like I've never had a conversation, right? But, the ones that I've had have been with people who are about as good as having a conversation as me. So, I have an eye for my own skill level, Thing is, the dorn keebler. Does this just do anything if you just throw like any amount of coins in there? No, it doesn't. I think it's just that one little Easter egg. But I don't really do big publicity, so anything like that I try to stay away from. I guess it wouldn't really be the end of the world. I would compensate, but the thing is, what a lot of these motherfuckers don't understand is that, a lot of content creators, their goal is just to get famous as quick as possible and, start making money. That's not really what's going on here. This is, the essence of the dorn keebler, the realm, which sounds really spiritual, but let me tell you, this is just this is where the dorn keebler dwells around here. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Alright guys, I gotta go. But let me tell you, okay? I'm not like the other content creators. I'm not like the other girls, okay? I am, not a brand. I'm having fun. This is fun. Logos and stuff, that's fun to mess around with. Talking about stuff, that's, kind of a cope, but it's also kind of fun sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm not just a content creator. I'm not just the cook in the kitchen here. That's what I want to say here.